is, as you know, FTG Thursday. And boy, do I got a lot of people to give it. Are Nickelback and U2, spelled Y-O-U-T-O-O. Yes, I had this feeling, man. I had a feeling as we watched that yesterday. Now, as you know, we were watching this on the show yesterday. And then as I was driving around yesterday, I put someone else's stream watching it, and I would listen to the whole thing through both committees. Oh my Lord. Is there anyone on the planet right now who thinks that Robert Mueller wrote that report or even was involved in the investigation at all? He did. And now, look, I have some respect for Robert Mueller. He's a decorated war veteran. He was the FBI director. Well, now, hold on. His former FBI director stint during the Bush administration. I don't know about that. People were praising him for that time. Aren't these the same people who listened to well, not all of them, but some of them were around when Robert Mueller gave the testimony about WMDs in Iraq? Y'all remember that? Remember that little remember that little debacle? So, it's the same Robert Mueller, but I somewhat feel bad for him because, okay, Sarah, I just saw what you typed. Unpopular opinion, Nickelback isn't bad. I like them. Let me tell you a little secret, Sarah. You are 100% correct. Nickelback is not that bad, but it is a running gag to be haters of Nickelback. Personally, I actually like their music, and but I guess I shouldn't say that too loud. But anyway, WMDs are beyond my pure view. No, I think Nickelback is just a decent, pop band sensation, had a few good songs, and there's nothing wrong with Nickelback. They're not great, but they're not bad, and they play generally enjoyable formulaic music that is just fine. But it does make a funny joke, okay? And so anyway, yeah, that was my tweet about the Mueller testimony. It was the disappointing. I knew that the idea of Robert Mueller testifying for Congress was a mistake for the Democrats. And I already knew their strategy. You could tell their strategy because their strategy was basically to try to get Mueller to recite things out of the report, which he did not write, that was blatantly obvious that he did not write the report, nor do I think he even supervised the writing of the report. And in fact, I don't think he wrote the letter to the Justice Department when they were complaining about it didn't have the essence of the report. And I don't think, good morning, MC, hammer time. Anyway, I don't think he wrote that letter to the Justice Department. I don't think the speech he gave a couple of weeks ago when he got the special counsel got reprimanded by the judge in the one of those Russian troll farm cases. He got reprimanded by the judge because the judge said he was trying that case in the courts, and he was treating that in all his public sentiments as though they had already been convicted. And they haven't even gone to trial yet. And also, the problem is when they don't have any evidence. The judge said, hey, you don't even have any evidence right now, so you need to back that up. And that's the day he went, had that little impromptu press conference and made his language completely changed in regard to that case. Instead of saying that they did this, they did that, they did this and that, it was they are charged with doing this. They allegedly did this. And very distinctly said the words innocent until proven guilty. And also you'll notice in the testimony yesterday that he changed the language, even though the language in the Mueller report states those things happened. But anytime he spoke about it, he said they are charged with this. So, but anyway, let's. Maddie, good morning, by the way, and I would offer my 2 cents about the hearing, but it's out of my purview. Yeah, so let's get into that a little bit, because I want to show you some highlights, basically pulled from some articles that I pulled up, or that my friend Ace pulled up, and so we're going to look at those. First one here, Montage. Confused looking Mueller repeatedly asking for questions to be repeated. Marcelo Gamer, can you repeat everything you just said, P-Dog? Paying attention is beyond my purview. Oh, y'all are on point today. Well, here's a little montage made by Grubian, and this is pretty funny. Here we go. Nope. Hang on. What's going on? Here, let me just refresh.
The president.
Oh, shoot. Now he refreshed the page. Oh, well. All right, here we go.
The president committed the crime of obstruction. You could not publicly state that in your report or here today.
Can you repeat the question, sir? You're going to have to repeat that for me. Can you repeat the last part of that question?
Yeah. Which act? Pardon?
Can you read the last question?
The last question was
I want to make certain I got it accurate. I'm sorry, could you restate?
The individual is in fact obligated to provide what's being demanded by the regulation or statute, meaning you don't have any wiggle room, right?
I'd have to look more closely at the statute.
Well, I just read it to you.
And what was the question, sir, if I might?
Correct?
And where are you reading from?
Oh, my God.
I'm reading from my question.
Then could you repeat it?
Okay.
Is that correct on the screen?
Can you repeat the question? And now that I have the language on the screen.
Is it correct?
What was the question?
Pardon?
Can you read the last question?
The last question was
I want to make certain I got it accurate. I apologize.
Sure.
Can you start it again?
Okay, sure.
I'm sorry, could you?
Okay, now let me. This isn't even the whole thing. So, you know what? He just didn't know. He wasn't, half the time it was as though he wasn't listening. Now, it's interesting because at the beginning of the second committee, when he was having an exchange with Adam Schiff. Now, Adam Schiff, I don't like it. Adam Schiff, I don't trust Adam Schiff. But during Adam Schiff's questioning, Adam Schiff was going through a rapid fire list of things, and he was answering questions like lickety split. Boom, answer question, answer question, answer question, answer question, answer. None of this. Can you repeat this? Can you repeat that? And it almost felt like that was rehearsed. It was just weird. But anyway, let's see here. Hey, got a cheese. What's happening? Good morning. Nice to have you back. Good morning. Functional, you're here. Hey, nice to see your avatar on the screen. Good to see you here. Glad you are here. Real quick.
Repeat that one.
Attorney number 2 in the Inspector General's report and Strzok both worked on your team, didn't they?
Pardon me? Can you ask?
They both worked on your team, didn't they?
I know. I heard Strzok. Who else were you talking about?
Attorney number 2
It's like he's not even listening to the question.
Identified in the Inspector General's report.
Okay. And
you know what I think he was doing? You know what I think he was doing during this entire hearing? I think that I think he was playing. Have you ever heard of what's the Golf Clash? I think he was playing Golf Clash on his phone. I think he was the whole time because he wasn't listening to the damn questions.
the question was?
Volume 2, page 87 and 88 of your report. True?
I'm sorry. Could you again repeat the question?
So anyway, this says here, former special counsel Robert Mueller frequently appeared confused during his much anticipated Capitol Hill testimony Wednesday. Mueller, who is often celebrated in the media for laser-like thinking, had to ask lawmakers to regularly repeat their questions, seemingly struggling to pay attention. He wasn't paying attention half the time. I mean, literally, when Matt Gaetz asked him about Peter Strzok and lawyer number 2, he was in the middle of the question, very clearly asked the question. And Mueller looks up at him and says, I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Can you repeat it? And I don't know if it's a strategy to take up their time. I think every time he asked, "What? Can you repeat the question?" I would have done a friggin' Maxine Waters, reclaiming my time. Anyway, at other points, Mueller got confused about whether the members of Congress were asking him questions or if they were reading from his own report. In just the first 90 minutes of the hearing, Mueller needed help understanding questions more than 10 times. In one such exchange, Mueller, under questioning from Representative James Sensenbrenner, Republican Wisconsin, asked, "And where are you reading from on that?" "I'm reading from my own question," the lawmaker reminded him. "Then can you repeat it?" So where are you reading it from? Well, why are you asking where you're reading it from if you, and then you have to repeat it? Sheila Jackson Lee. Yeah. In another painful episode, Mueller had to ask Representative Sheila Jackson Lee 3 times to clarify and restate her question. Now, he couldn't understand what the hell she was saying anyway, but still, he had to ask 3 times. So Mueller was not doing good. Some other things about the Mueller thing from Mediaite. "This is painful." Pundits question Mueller's frail performance at the hearing. He did not seem in control at all. I mean, it was embarrassing. Here, we'll do Stuart Varney real quick. Well, here, a number of pundits this morning have been questioning former special counsel Robert Mueller's performance at the hearing before the House Judiciary Committee. Fox Business host Stuart Varney spoke to Judge Andrew Napolitano as the Mueller hearing got underway Wednesday. Napolitano said, "So far, it shows Mueller is a good Marine and he's going to follow the instructions from the Department of Justice and basically not talk about ongoing cases, not talk about the deliberations that led to the report, and not talk about anything outside the report." Now, that's bad news for both sides, he added, saying Democrats want to go into his thinking while Republicans want to question him about the origins of the investigation. At one point, Varney remarked, "Forgive me for making almost a personal comment. Mueller seems frail. He does not seem really sharp and in line with answering the questions. Yes or no? Is that what he's been giving?" So here's that exchange real quick. As soon as that's
down about a 0.5 percentage point. Unless there is a big surprise, again, this is my opinion, the hearings are not likely to affect Wall Street. Varney and Company starts right now.
Sorry about the
intro. They've started. You're looking right now live at the Mueller hearings. Joining us, Judge Andrew Napolitano and Liz Peek, and David Barnson will chime in as well. I'm not sure we can get him on camera. Yes, we got him on camera. First to the judge.
Pirate Pete, the reason you don't hear funk is I haven't tried it yet. So just a little update. I doubled the RAM in my computer, so hopefully everything's going smoothly as far as the viewing of this goes. Let me know if you have any hiccups or if you have any time when we freeze. But I think doubling the RAM in my computer, this is the one that my son built. I haven't gotten a new computer myself. Hopefully that will take care of some of the problems I've been having in past streams. So let's go back to Varney here real quick.
Okay, they started at 8:30, 31 minutes ago. Right. You've been listening. What have you heard so far?
That Bob Mueller is a good Marine, and he's going to follow the instructions from the Department of Justice and basically not talk about ongoing cases, not talk about the deliberations that led to the report, and not talk about anything outside the report.
Now, if you weren't here yesterday, that was in Mueller's opening statement. He said that he was not going to talk about anything that related to what happens before the case. And like he said, everything that Napolitano said there, that was Mueller's opening statement. Now, as you may have noticed, though, during the hearing, there are plenty of things that were in the report that he was asked about that he said, well, that's not something that I'm going to talk about. Well, it's in your report. Why aren't you talking about it? Especially the Fusion GPS thing, which we will get to, I promise.
Now, that's bad news for both sides. The Democrats want to go into his thinking. Isn't it true that if Donald Trump were a private citizen, there's enough evidence here to indict him? Bob Mueller's not going to answer that.
Hi, Smarty
and the
Bear.
Republicans want to go into the origins of it. Isn't it true that this was started by fraud and trickery and entrapment of a witness in a bar in London, and the whole thing was an FBI scam before the FISA court? He's not going to go into that. So,
and also, if they did ask him about that, it's clear he has no idea what they were talking about anyway. During this entire thing, there are things they asked him that he didn't know. That he didn't know about that was in the report that he didn't know, that I knew. Things that they asked, I knew exactly what every single person on that panel in the House Judiciary Committee was talking about. Every question. I knew what was it, the question. How did the guy who supposedly wrote the report not know about those things? Unbelievable, some of the things he didn't know. Good morning, Smarty Bear. How you doing?
so far, he has basically
Teddy.
pleased the questioners. He has basically said to Chairman Nadler, you did find some evidence of conspiracy, but not enough to indict. Isn't that true? Yes. You did find evidence of obstruction of justice. The president himself tried to interfere. He didn't successfully interfere, but he tried. Yes. And you can't exonerate the president. Yes. Then Congressman Collins, did you find that the president committed any crime? No, we didn't make that determination. Did you find that there was a conspiracy between the president and the Russians? Absolutely not. That's the first volume of the report.
Well,
so
anyway, they got these guys all got their purpose in. The Democrats basically spent their whole time trying to get him to recite things from the report so they could have a soundbite on TV. He refused to do that, so they basically read from the report. And he would say, it's in the report, or I can't talk about that. And then the Democrat would say exactly what Necrosol just wrote there. No one is above the law. Every single Democrat, no one is above the law. That was their close every time. And so, it was kind of embarrassing. But let's see. All right, so then, so let's move on. So then we got some. Also. This was big too. He corrected some testimony. Now, if you didn't get to watch the whole thing, Mueller corrects earlier testimony. Decision not to charge wasn't because of DOJ rule, not about indicting the president or about not indicting the president. So there goes. It's another narrative that kind of went away. His opening statement in the House Intelligence Committee hearing, which is the second committee. There's two committees. In the morning, it was the Judiciary Committee. In the afternoon, it was the Intelligence Committee. Here's his opening statement, relevant to what I'm talking about here, from the House Intelligence Committee.
I want to add one correction to my testimony this morning. I want to go back to one thing that was said this morning by Mr. Liu, who said, and I quote, "You didn't charge the president because of the OLC opinion." That is not the correct way to say it. As we say in the report, and as I said at the opening, we did not reach a determination as to whether the president committed a crime.
Okay, now that's important because the headlines that were already popping up the minute Ted Lieu asked that question, Ted Lieu tried to get him to said, the only reason you didn't charge the president was because of the OLC opinion, meaning the opinion that's from the Justice Department that said you can't indict a sitting president. Okay, so Mueller answered yes to that question, but that is not. And then he came back in the afternoon and said, no, excuse me, that is not correct. He didn't charge. They did not make any charging decision. Meaning they didn't try to determine whether or not he was guilty or they were going to charge him or not. It seems like a subtle correction, but it's a very important correction, and it took the wind out of the Democrats' sails, unfortunately for them. No one obeys the law, but everyone has the presumption of innocence. Yes, they are, except for Hillary Clinton. Excuse me. All right, what was the next one I pulled up here? ABC News, Terry Moran, after the Mueller hearing, Impeachment is over. Uh-oh. The wind is out of their sails. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's, you know what, public opinion on this, for the little bit of public that's even paying attention, no, it ain't happening. Sorry. It's just not. Here we go. Listen. Here's Terry Moran from ABC News.
Having Crohn's
oh,
disease
come on, I don't want a
wonder
commercial.
about the future.
It can be
all right,
upsetting trying to grasp the reality of the situation.
Oh, where's the skip? This didn't come up the first time I did this. Hey, let's talk about Crohn's disease.
Out of my brother's wedding to an outhouse.
There are going to be ups and downs, but at the end of the day,
good Lord, there's no.
If you ever think why me, just know that you're not alone.
It helps a lot just to hear from somebody who's been there.
See videos of other Crohn's patients who've been there.
Oh, cool. Let's see videos of other Crohn's patients who've been there. I can't wait. Oh my God, this is painful. And oh well, we'll just leave it on. You know what? Today, the Morning Night Live is sponsored by Crohn's disease. All right. Actually, the Morning Night Live is sponsored by you, the viewers of the Morning Night Live. Below, share, like, and also Streamlabs link down below. If you'd like to do super chats, we do those through the Streamlabs link in the description down below.
That question, was the ball advanced? No. Impeachment's over. I don't think Nancy Pelosi is going to stand for her members, bring forth something that is going to obviously lose in the Senate, lose with the American public. And the problem with Mueller's testimony on this issue is that he had to carry the ball for them some way, whether he wanted to or not,
and
at least by being a vigorous, strong, rock-solid prosecutor. And he looked like somebody who'd slowed a step or two, and perhaps as the Republicans are starting to put out there, maybe he wasn't even in control of all those angry Democrats. Maybe he's a figurehead.
He wasn't. He didn't do anything.
So they could do their dirty work. That's the theory they're coming out with. It's not going to be bought by Democrats, but they needed more fuel for any kind of impeachment effort.
Well, one of the things we saw.
Yeah, because they didn't have. They wanted him. They wanted Robert Mueller to say that the only way you can get this president now is to impeach him. Those are the words they wanted, and they didn't get them. In fact, they could not even get Mueller to recite the words in the report that they wanted them to recite. They tried over and over and over, and he said, no, I'm not going to read that, but you can certainly read it if you'd like. And then they would ask him, well, is that true? He said, that is how it is accurately written in the report. So he was obfuscating. And part of it is because he didn't write the report. It was painfully obvious he did not write the report. All right, next one. Oh, by the way, I don't necessarily want to, I feel, I don't know why, but I feel unbelievably sorry for Robert Mueller. I mean, he is just a tragic figure right now. And so I was gonna say FTG to Robert Mueller, but no, I just don't. I can't do it. I feel bad for the dude. Now FTG to Jerry Nadler, hell yeah. FTG to Adam Schiff, here, there you go. Let's have an FTG for the chairman of the two committees who made us sit through this bullshit. So can I get an FTG for those dickheads? All right, here's another one here. Prominent Democrats, Michael Moore, David Axelrod, Lawrence Tribe admit the truth about Mueller. This one was huge. Lawrence Tribe has been ragging incessantly about Trump. Incessantly. Unbelievable how much Lawrence Tribe tweets about this thing. Lawrence Tribe, as much as I hate to say it, this morning's hearing was a disaster. Far from breathing life into his damning report, the tired Robert Mueller sucked the life out of it. The effort to save democracy and the rule of law, oh, aren't you special? The effort to save democracy and the rule of law from this lawless president has been set back, not advanced. Yes, you are the saviors of democracy. I'm waiting for the Inspector General reports to come out. Oh my gosh. And the investigations from the Justice Department. You think the Democrats are at a low now. Just wait till those reports come out. It's gonna be whoo. Michael Moore, a frail old man, unable to remember things, stumbling, refusing to answer basic questions. I said it in 2017, and Mueller confirmed it today. All you pundits and moderates and lame Democrats who told the public to put their faith in the esteemed Robert Mueller, just shut the fuck up from now on. Michael, I'm sorry this is happening to you. Can I get an FTG for Michael Moore? Just because he's Michael Moore? David Axelrod, this is delicate. Now, I think Axelrod's a smarmy prick, but I also have a level of respect for him too. He's a masterful politician, whatever you want to call it, even though he's a smarmy prick. He's not Chuck Schumer. Axelrod is actually, I would have a beer with Axelrod and just try to like pick his mind. Chuck Schumer's just a smarmy prick. Anyway, David Axelrod. This is delicate to say, but Mueller, who I deeply respect. Yeah, you didn't respect him when you were an advisor to Obama, though. Who I deeply respect, has not publicly testified before Congress in at least 6 years. But I thought he was the Democrats' savior, and he does not appear as sharp as he was then. Yeah, you think? I think he. It's almost like, oh man. Like I said, I'm not gonna FTG Robert Mueller. I feel bad for him. I think he jumped into something that he knows he shouldn't have jumped into. And that's why he wasn't taking questions after he had that little impromptu press conference a couple weeks ago. And I know this is why he did not want to testify before Congress, because he has no idea what is going on with the people that he was in charge of. And that's, I guarantee you, Andrew Weissman, the guy who was a attorney for the Clinton Foundation, who was the number 2 guy in this investigation, I guarantee you Andrew Weissman probably had a lot more to do with this than Robert Mueller. Robert Mueller was a figurehead, and he was the one they could say, but he's a Republican. Yeah, he's a Bush Republican. He's a friend of the Bush family. The Bush family hates Donald Trump. And I'm, you know what? And this is from someone who doesn't really care about Donald Trump that much. I don't knock Donald Trump. Like I said, his policies, I'm on board. I just don't like his style. But hey, he's good at being what he is. And Robert Mueller is a Bush crony. The Bushes hate Donald Trump. Okay, this guy being a Republican means nothing. You know what? David French is a Republican. Anna Navarro is a Republican. What's his name? Morning Joe. Joe Scarborough is a Republican. I rest my case. FTG to Anna Navarro, David French, and Joe Scarborough. FTG for all 3 of those guys. Girls. Then David Axelrod. This is very, very painful. I'm so sorry this is happening to you, David. Okay, enough about Robert Mueller. Let's move on, because there actually was some other news yesterday, and I'm just going to get through a lot more today than normal. So here we go. Hey, did you hear about Facebook? Did you hear about what's going on at Facebook? Well, the FTC slaps Facebook with a record $5 billion with a B $5 billion fine, orders privacy oversight. The Federal Trade Commission approved a record $5 billion settlement Wednesday with Facebook over the company's privacy policies. Shares of Facebook were down slightly following the announcement, but turned positive in the afternoon, up about 1.1% by the end of trading. I don't understand that. Facebook recouped more than what it will have to pay out for the settlement through what it gained in the market value Wednesday. So in a 1.1%, God, oh my gosh, 1.1%. The stock added more than $6 billion to its market cap to bring it over $584 billion. Now, see, that's the problem. Okay, a $5 billion. What's sad is that $5 billion settlement to Facebook is taking like a thimble full of water out of the swimming pool. It's just, and that's the thing. A couple of these companies just have too much money and too much power. The fine is the largest ever imposed by the FTC against a tech company. The previous high was in 2012, $22.5 million with an M dollar fine against Google for its privacy practices. Oh, I think Google's in the crosshairs too, though. Google's in the crosshairs. Anyway, the $5 billion fine against Facebook represents approximately 9% of the company's 2018 revenue. Oh, I see. So it's only 1% of its market share, but it's still 9% of its revenue. So that's a pretty good chunk out of their. That's okay. That makes a difference. The 20-year settlement, 20 years. Oh, don't tell me this is going to be over 20 years. The 20-year settlement includes provisions that aim to create a level of independence from Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg's decision-making. Okay, there's my FTG right there. Can I get an FTG for Mark Zuckerberg? It was approved along party lines on a 3-2 vote by the agency's commissioners. The two dissenters, both Democrats, said it didn't go far enough. Oh, so so the 3-2 vote wasn't because they were against the fine. It's because those two wanted to fine Facebook more. Good for them. You know what? For once, not once, but one of these times, man bites dog times where I am agreeing with the Democrats. The FTC started probing Facebook in March 2018 after reports that political consulting firm Cambridge Analytica had accessed the data of 87 million Facebook users without authorization. Now, there's why they did it. It's amazing. Facebook, if they wouldn't have gave two wooden nickels a care if it didn't have something to do with this Cambridge Analytica that had a tangential relationship with the Trump campaign, as in Cambridge Analytica was what the research firm they were using, or at least they had hired, but they ended up not using their data because their data wasn't very good, but it had a connection with the Trump campaign. That's why the two Democrats said it didn't go far enough. And that's why nobody would have cared if the data was being given to, say, the Clinton campaign, or like in real life, the Obama campaign before that. Anyway, the agency was concerned that Facebook had violated the terms of previous agreement, which it required it to give users clear notifications when their data was being shared with third parties. So anyway, there's a whole lot more of that. That's enough of that one. I'll give a second FTG to Mark Zuckerberg. The other thing here, there's another article here, and I tweeted this out, so I'm not going to read it, but I will put a copy of this one in the chat also. If you don't follow me on Twitter, Facebook knows more about you than the CIA. This is a Wired article. It's actually an interview with what's her name again? Her name, Yale Eisenstadt, who served as a CIA officer, a diplomat in East Africa, and an advisor to Vice President Biden before joining Facebook in 2018 to tackle its election meddling problem. Oh my God. All right, you want to piss me off? Talk about the Russians meddling in the election. Okay, this whole report, this whole Mueller report, with the Russians meddling in the election. First of all, the reason the judge in the case of one of those companies slapped the Mueller and the Justice Department with potential contempt citations is because they were saying that they claimed that these companies had a direct linked to the Russian government, and they have no evidence of that. And so the judge said you can no longer say that, and also you can no longer say that these companies were doing what they're doing and without evidence and without a trial. So the judge in that case threatened them with contempt. Okay, now these companies, again, these were troll. They were troll farms. These weren't even. One thing that I really, really, really wish would have happened in yesterday's hearings is somebody, and it probably would have had to been like Louis Gohmert or someone like that, had brought with them big giant placards of the Facebook ads that supposedly were part of the, what do they call it? Something and sustained. Something methodical and sustained effort to, they kept saying that phrase over and over. And I'm saying bullshit. Okay. The Facebook ads, over half of them ran after the election. Systematic and sustained effort to interfere in our election. Those companies put out Facebook ads. Okay. More than half of them landed after the election. And very few of them had anything to do with Trump. Some of them were Bernie ads. Some of them were like the arm wrestling Jesus and versus the devil. And if the devil wins, Hillary Clinton will win. They were and less than $40,000 worth of ads prior to the election. So if that is a systematic and sustained effort, those guys are idiots. Okay? Those ads, and they keep saying, oh, these ads were seen by over 120 million people. No, they weren't. They were, they say over 220 million people. That means that there are 120 million Facebook users in the United States, or 120 million impressions. Have you ever been on Facebook? Okay? When you go onto Facebook and you're scrolling through your feed, and I haven't done this for a while, but anyway, you're scrolling through your feed and there's an ad on your feed. How often do you stop to look at an ad on your feed? I scroll right past it. I don't care if it's something I'm interested in. I scroll right past it. Or if there's ads in the margins, I never look at them. Okay, so $40,000 worth of Facebook ads supposedly influence our election. Hillary Clinton spent $1.3 billion with a B dollars on her campaign. Trump spent about $600 million on his campaign. I think Hillary Clinton, they said that she spent upwards of $80 million on social media presence ads. Are you saying that the Russians are so pinpoint accurate that their $40,000 worth of Facebook ads that made it before the election overrode over $10 million worth of Facebook ads from the Clinton campaign? And $1.3 billion spent on a campaign? If those Russians were able to change that many votes that Hillary Clinton lost, I would hire them as my campaign managers for 2020. If they're that good. I'm sorry. I doubt it. But anyway, that Wired article, Facebook knows more about you than the CIA. I think it's a great article. It's on, like I said, it's on my Twitter feed, or I put it in the chat, but I'm not going to go through it here. All right, moving on. In other news, federal court blocks Trump asylum rules hours after judge ruled to keep the restrictions in place. If you didn't hear about this. So, a federal judge in California, imagine that, on Wednesday blocked the Trump administration from imposing restrictions on individuals seeking asylum in the United States just hours after a judge in Washington had decided to let the rule stand while lawsuits play out in court. Really? The rule published in Federal Register. Can I get an FTG for that federal judge in California? The rule published in the Federal Register last week required people seeking asylum to apply first in one of the countries they cross on their way to the U.S., which is normal international law, with certain exceptions. It targets tens of thousands of Central Americans who have crossed Mexico each month trying to enter the U.S. Oh, wait, they crossed through Mexico? Wait, isn't that the country that offered them asylum already? That's interesting, because they were supposed to be... why are they applying here if they've already been offered asylum? Asylum is asylum from something dangerous. And okay, maybe I'm just not understanding. The rule was met quickly with a legal challenge from advocacy groups who moved for a temporary restraining order blocking the rule. After a hearing in Washington, D.C., federal court district judge Timothy J. Kelly denied the motion. But hours later, U.S. District Court Judge John Tigar in San Francisco, an Obama appointee, blocked the enforcement of the rule. His ruling took effect immediately. Oh, interesting. The court recognized, as it did with the first asylum ban, that the Trump administration was attempting an unlawful end around the asylum protections enacted by Congress, said ACLU attorney Lee Wow. Now that's fascinating, because when they put this rule in place, they cited directly from U.S. statutes where they got the authority to do this rule from. I think this is going to get... when it goes on appeal, the Trump administration is going to win on this one. It's obvious. Melissa Crow, a senior supervising attorney with the Southern Poverty Law Center, called Tigar's block an important victory for incredibly vulnerable individuals and families from besieged Central American countries seeking refuge in our country. Really? I wonder, did I save that article about Guatemala? The people who are coming here from Guatemala, there isn't any sort of crisis here. There are no refugees from Guatemala. I don't think I saved that report, but anyway. Of course, the judge of California changed the rules again, so now they're probably going to have to go to a full appeals court and go through the entire rigmarole to get that rule enforced. But what do you know? All right, moving on. A lot of you wanted to talk about Jeffrey Epstein. Let's talk about Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein found injured in a New York City jail after possible suicide attempt. Sources. Oh my gosh. This is going to be interesting. Accused pedophile and wealthy Manhattan financier Jeffrey Epstein was found injured and in a fetal position inside a cell at a New York City jail, according to sources close to the investigation. Epstein, who was being held in Metropolitan Correctional Center during his trial for conspiracy and sex trafficking, was found semi-conscious with marks on his neck, two sources told News 4. Investigators are trying to piece together what exactly happened, saying the details remain murky. Now, interesting, because I've been hearing before reading this article that it was a suicide attempt. And also, I was laughing because on Twitter today, something that's trending right now, Clinton body count. But I digress. Let's get back to Jeffrey Epstein here. But wait a minute. The details are murky? Because, like I said, all I've been hearing in the news was that he attempted suicide. But anyway, let's go. Two sources tell News 4 that Epstein may, weasel word, may have tried to hang himself, while a third source cautioned that the injuries were not serious and questioned if Epstein might be using it as a way to get a transfer. Now, that could be too. First of all, I should have said this right from the start. I need it, absolutely, everyone listening, I need an FTG for Jeffrey Epstein. FTG to the, in fact, I'm going to type my own FGG. Epstein? And there we go. I need an FTG for Jeffrey Epstein. Good morning, Peter. How you doing? I just noticed you popped in. And all right. So a fourth source said an assault has not been ruled out. Now, with this guy, there's all sorts of reasons this could have happened. He could have tried to commit suicide. He could have just tried to fake attempt at suicide to get moved. He could have been attacked because, you know what? You know, one of the worst things to be while you're in prison? A pedophile. Them motherfuckers don't play. They don't like, they may have been murderers, rapists, killers, armed robbery people, but they do not like pedophiles. Or if you kill a kid, they don't like that either. The inmate who investigators have talked to in Lower Manhattan facility has been identified. I see. The fourth source said an assault has not been ruled out, and that another inmate was questioned. The inmate who investigators have talked to in Lower Manhattan facility has been identified as Nicholas Tartaglione. Tartaglione. Nice. I don't know if you can see the spelling of that. Nicholas, Tartaglione. It just sounds so stereotypically Italian. Could it have been an Italian hit from the I didn't give you the other options. People who have dirt on a certain former first family tend to have issues with suicide and robberies where they get disappeared. Just saying. Just saying. Oh, bye, Sarah. Thank you so much for being here today. Everyone say goodbye to Sarah. Sarah, who puts my Streamlab links in the chat so that you can do super chats if you want, which is still there. Okay. Anyway, Tartaglione, according to two sources, is a former police officer in Westchester County who was arrested in December 2016 and accused of killing 4 men in an alleged cocaine distribution conspiracy. Why is that important to this article? Burying their bodies in his yard in Otisville in Orange County, according to court records. Maybe he hates pedophiles too. Sources told News 4 investigators questioned Tartaglione, and the former cop claimed not to have seen anything and insisted he did not touch Epstein, sources said. The attorney for Tartaglione denied all claims that his client attacked the financier, saying his client and Epstein get along well. The attorney added Epstein was seen today and appears to be fine. I don't care. FTG, Jeffrey Epstein. More information than I want. Let's see. Oh, hey, by the way, the other day when we talked about Erika Thomas, the Georgia lawmaker, I would have talked about this yesterday, but I didn't. Ooh, that's not good. Here, let me refresh this. So first of all, store video made public in Georgia lawmakers' confrontation at Publix. Is this it? Oh, yeah, here it is. I'm going to pause this. So here's the store video. Can you see this on the screen? Yes, you can. Yeah, here's the video because the woman who claimed that the white man came up to her and told her to go back to wherever she came from. Yes, Erika Smollett. Thank you, Functional. You are absolutely correct. You are correct. So a witness had at a heated grocery store. Oh, listen to this, though. A witness to a heated grocery store encounter between state rep Erika Thomas and a man she accused of uttering racist comments told authorities she didn't hear him make those remarks, according to a Cobb County police report. Imagine that! Oh, I called bullshit as soon as I saw this. Anyway, a Publix employee told a Cobb County officer that she witnessed part of the conversation and heard Thomas continually tell Eric Sparks to go back to where you came from, but did not hear Sparks utter those words to Thomas. So she was the one saying go back to where you came from. In a tearful video, Thomas accused Sparks of using that phrase, which echoes a tweet by President Donald Trump that sparked a national uproar. Her account quickly went viral and triggered a wave of support and backlash. Sparks admitted to calling the Democrat an expletive during the run-in, saying he was upset that she was in an express lane in the grocery store with too many items. But he said he didn't tell her to go back to where she came from. Thomas's attorney, Gerald Griggs, said the officer's report shows the case needs additional investigation because the employees and another witness who also said he didn't hear Sparks use the phrase didn't hear the initial argument. Well, I'm wondering, now when we look at the video, you realize there's people. She had 20 items in an express lane and there were people behind her waiting. Can I get an FTG for Erika Thomas, please? A public surveillance video of the incidents Wednesday showed a confrontation that lasted roughly 45 seconds. It did not include audio, so it provided no conclusive evidence of what was said, but it showed Sparks walk up to Thomas as she was checking out in the express lane and apparently point to the sign. He quickly retreated as Thomas responded and took a step in his direction. She then followed him a few more steps as he walked away, pointing a finger at him. I told you, remember we were reading this the other day, and I said, you know what? So this is a short white dude. I mean, I know he's Cuban, whatever. There's white people in Cuba too. Short white dude, right? And this big woman, she's a full head taller than this guy. And you know what? The way she was talking in the videos the other day, I said, I know what happened. He said something to her, and she went in his face and started saying, mind your business. Mind your damn business. Anyway, he quickly retreated as Thomas responded and took a step in his direction. She then followed him a few more steps as he walked away, pointing a finger at him. The officer who reviewed the tape wrote that Sparks did not appear to be irate or to have approached her with a clenched fist, as Thomas asserted to the officer. He also wrote that Thomas's 9-year-old daughter was seen smiling shortly after. Didn't upset the daughter. Cobb authorities said Tuesday that they don't intend to file criminal charges in the case after what the police department said was a thorough investigation in the confrontation. The back and forth has led new scrutiny that mirrors the national political. The back and forth has led to new scrutiny that mirrors the nation's public divide. I don't think too many people are divided on this. I think people know that she's lying. She lied her ass off. Some liberals declare the run-in a heartbreaking side effect for the Trump's rhetoric. I bet they've all changed that tune. Half of them have been deleting their tweets about this. And some conservatives cast Thomas as a new version of Jussie Smollett, the Chicago actor accused of concocting a racist attack to advance his career. Yeah, she was advancing her career. She wanted them sympathy points. She never thought in a million years that that man would be seen again. She had no idea that she would when she decided to hold her little press conference outside of Publix where she supposedly couldn't stand for too long because she's a pregnant woman. She had no idea that dude would show up and the truth would actually come out. She thought she was going to get her 15 minutes of fame and help her political career as she's a state legislator in Georgia. And she thought it was going to help her career. I don't think so, Miss Thomas. The dispute started Friday evening when Thomas, the vice chairman of the House Democratic Caucus, posted a Facebook video. All right, you all know that story. You all know how this got here. Oh my gosh, this thing goes on and on and on. Here, let's watch just the video of them in the store, though. I'll put it right up top here. Hopefully, it says there's 3 minutes left. So here's the video. Maybe. Hang on. Oh, I see what I did wrong. I hope it doesn't play an ad. Come on. All right, here we go. So here it is. Here's the video made public. Oh. So this is where she talks to the police officer.
If you look at my Facebook, I'm the least racist white man you'll ever know. I'm just saying, I would never use racist terms in any argument even.
Yeah, so there she is in line with her daughter behind her. Oh, there aren't people behind her. I thought there were people behind her in line.
I know that.
So this is her in the pink shirt.
I saw that. Apparently, you were a couple lines.
See, now this lady up here, there is a lady behind her.
You checked out and everything, and then you were leaving.
Well, I saw her in the line first, right? In the express lane, right? Because that's the first lane I was going to use. I only had 3 items.
Right.
Okay. I saw she had a bunch of items. I ignored it for a minute, right?
Hold on, hold on. I'm gonna go back a second.
Any argument even.
Look at her cart. Or look at the counter there. She got way more than 3 items.
She came after me.
I know that.
See, because this person's bagging the stuff. Look at all that.
Apparently, you were a couple lines down.
Yeah.
And you checked out.
She had like 4 bags of stuff.
I saw her in the line first, right?
She said that she had 15 items. It's pretty much empty except 1 2 people behind him. Well, originally he was going to go in that lane, but she was in it, so he went to another lane, got his 3 items checked out, and then came back because he was like, she had like 20 items. But you'll see the video here in a second. They're bagging her stuff. She's got like 3-4 bags of stuff. It's way more than. She said, I only had 15 items. He said it was more like 20. He's like 25 items in a 10-item lane. Anyway,
it's the first lane I was going to use. I only had 3 items.
Right.
Okay. I saw she had a bunch of items. I ignored it for a minute, right? I'll go down and go empty lanes, check out.
Right.
As you can see on the video, right? I walk and talk to the 2 Publix ladies up front.
Right.
Ask them, I go, is there anything you guys can do about this?
Now notice, if you watch the interview that when he came up to her when she was having a little press conference or had with the TV station, this is the exact same story. His story hasn't changed yet. I'm listening to them tell this story to the officer. This is the story he told the officer right afterwards. And he told the exact same story when they were in front of the cameras. Notice her story's changed a couple times already.
Blah, blah, blah. She goes, well, corporate policy, we can't see anything, but as a customer, you can't.
Right.
So I go back up there. I go up there.
Now, it looks like you walked out there for a minute.
I was getting ready to.
Yeah.
Okay? And I thought about it for a second, and I turned around and go back. I'm going to talk to this lady, right? I'll go up to this lady. I go, ma'am, not to be, my exact words at the very beginning, not to be rude. It's a 10-item or less. I don't know if you realize it.
Look at she's going after him. He mentioned that, and she's like getting up on him. Look at this.
And I turn around and go back. I'm going to talk to this lady, right?
Now, real quick, I'm going to pause this again. All this stuff is hers in the 10-item lane. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4 bags that this lady's bagged for her in a 10-item lane. Anyway,
man, not to be,
look, he points and he's like, he's just, look, he's walking away.
It's a 10-item or less.
And look at her, she's going after him.
And all of a sudden, she blows up. She cops the attitude right after I said that. She goes, well, I'm 9 months pregnant. I said, man, I don't care if you're pregnant. It doesn't matter.
Yep, he's walking away.
And then she started saying, I don't remember what she said, but she said a few words. I go, well, you're just a lazy I did say that. But did I ever use that other term? Never.
Ooh,
I don't know if that video has
what other term?
She says that I told her to go back to where she's from.
Oh.
She's making it this Donald Trump thing. I'm anti-Donald Trump.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah, if you look at his Facebook,
politics is not my issue here.
But she's trying to make it. She's trying to make it into something that it's not.
All right. So anyway, so that's it. That. So yeah, FTG for Erika Thomas. I don't care about her no more. All right. Oh, speaking of other people who are trying to make a big deal out of Trump. Now me personally, I saw this on Facebook, or not Facebook, on Twitter the other day, and I was like, whatever. But apparently, Bette Midler's tweet the other day got some people riled up. Bette Midler calls African-American Trump supporters blackground and Islam as racist. Bette Midler is facing backlash. I almost said blacklash. After suggesting that President Donald Trump paid African-American supporters to add blackground to his rally. The outspoken Trump critic took to Twitter Wednesday to share a photo of a group of black men standing in the crowd behind Trump during one of his re-election rallies. Look, there are African American men in this shot. How much did they pay them to be background? Mueller 73 tweeted to her 1.7 million followers. Her remark was instantly slammed as racist and really sick. Wow, Bet, that's some racist crap right there. I guess an old white woman like yourself gets to decide what and how black people should believe and vote. Stacey Beast tweeted while... See, now, they got some random people. I don't know any of these people. I mean, it's stupid. It's stupid for her to tweet shit like that. But anytime anytime I see celebrities tweet shit, or here's my favorite. The Hill will often have a random headline about some celebrity did this and said this about Trump or said this about global warming, whatever. And my first reaction every time I see that is like, well, okay, what did Justin Bieber think about that? Because I don't really care. So if she's dumb enough to tweet something like that, I don't care. It's like, I'm not going to get all up in arms about it, but it is stupid, man. Blacklash. I should trademark that. Yeah, I've said that before by accident. Anyway, but I still get an FTG for Bette Midler. FTG for Bette Midler. All right, let's see what else I got. Oh, Joe Scarborough. Speaking of Republican Joe Scarborough. Joe Scarborough, former congressman and current host of MSNBC's Morning Joe, tweeted Wednesday during Robert Mueller's testimony asking Jesus for forgiveness for his past conservative affiliation. Oh, Joe. Jesus, please forgive me for ever being a Republican, Scarborough wrote. Responses flooded in, alternatively praising and condemning him and providing plenty of free commentary during the thick of the special counsel Robert Mueller's Wednesday testimony. A half hour before Scarborough lamented Republicans' conduct during Mueller testimony. This is just disgusting. The lying, the twisting of the truth, the yelling is so offensive. You know what, Joe? I hate to break this to you, brother. If you were watching the testimony, there was no lying or twisting of the truth. Who was lying and twisting of the truth? First of all, it wasn't Mueller, because Mueller wasn't answering questions anyway. I have to defer to the report. It's what you read in the report, blah, blah, blah. But, so, here's the other part, though. The Republicans were asking questions about things that have been in the public record. Okay? Now, it's not twisting or lying. And the yelling, did you hear Barbara Lee from Texas? When Barbara Lee was questioning Mueller, she was literally yelling at him. And I don't know why. Because she was, maybe because he wasn't being the savior he was supposed to be. But she was literally yelling at him. It was really weird. Because it did. But anyway. Jesus, forgive me for ever being a Republican. Joe, you haven't been a Republican for 10 years. Scarborough departed the Republican Party with much fanfare, in 2017, citing the GOP's support for Trump and his reasoning for doing so. Since then, he's become one of the administration's most vocal detractors. He has characterized the president as a cowardly bully, suggesting he rules like a dictator. God, that is the dumbest shit ever. Hi, Rose, how you doing? He's not... whatever you think of Trump, it does not rule like a dictator. Joe, if he ruled like a dictator, moron, you would be behind bars. Just saying. Jim Acosta would be behind bars. Paul Ryan would be behind bars. Anyone who, if he ruled like a dictator, they would have one of those. Remember, there'd be a picture of you and Micah doing the Morning Joe show, and then all of a sudden, the next day, you'd be photoshopped out of the picture, and your name would be removed from history, and no one would even know you were the Joe in the Morning Joe. They would just think it was the morning coffee. Okay? He doesn't rule like a dictator. Everything has to be passed through Congress. Did he pass the First Step Act on his own? Did he pass it by executive order, or did they actually pass it through the House and the Senate before he signed it? Same with the budgets. If he were a dictator, he wouldn't have to wait for a budget from the Democrats in Congress and the Republicans, or Democrats and Republicans in Congress. He would just have his advisors write a budget. Here's our budget. Stop the dictator bullshit, everybody. He's not a dictator, okay? He's following the same rules that every other president has. Now, unfortunately, over the last couple presidents, we seem to have a higher tolerance for this, the executive order crap and all the rules and regulations by non-elected agencies. But clearly, he's not a dictator, Joe, because you would have been erased by now. Okay? I'm not saying that I want you erased, Joe. Joe. So stop with the hype, the stupidness. Anyway, FTG for Joe Scarborough. Please get an FTG for Joe Scarborough. All right, last article I put up today. This is weird. This is from the American Mirror. I don't know where. I'm not familiar with Kyle Olson or the American Mirror. I don't know if this is a blog or what, but it was weird. Shoot. Illegals taunt agents to open fire during tense border clash. Illegal aliens are growing more brazen on the border, and a new video from the Mexican side shows migrants clashing with Custom and Border Patrol agents late last week. The chaotic, shaky video shows migrants fighting with border agents around a concrete barrier topped with concertina wire. You are shooting. I want to speak with you, a presumed migrant shouted at agents. One person can be seen stumbling around, likely hit with tear gas. Shoot, he taunted. Here's the video.
¡Ahí lo estoy filmando! I'm filming you! hueputa! Son of the beach! I'm filming you! That's it! Ahí! Claudia, ven!
It's hard to see from the video, but here, I'm gonna just pause this. I just really feel bad for these guys, man. These guys have a tough job, and I don't know what we're gonna do. When the first time that the president started talking about building the wall, I was one of those skeptical people about it. I really was. I mean, I understood the concept of, yes, building a wall, but, I was thinking, gosh, how are they going to do that? That's a long way to build a wall. But, man, I'm telling you, they've got to do something to fix the flow issue first before they can make any other rules, because the other rules mean nothing if people can just come across the border. And they got the crisis that they said wasn't happening, that is happening, because of the increased flow of illegal immigrants across the border. They've got to figure it out. And I guarantee you the AOC way ain't going to cut it, folks. Sorry. We have to know who's coming in the country. We have to know if they have immunizations, diseases, if they've had a criminal record, if they're dangerous, and where they are from. Okay? That's the bottom line, and we got to do it. I don't know how, but somebody's figure it out. All right. And that's the news for today. We're going to move on to Twitter trends like we do always about this time. Hi, everybody. Again, just reminding you that the Morning Night Live is sponsored by you, the viewers of the Morning Night Live, right down here. That little arrow down there, that's my favorite. Share this out. Don't spam other people's streams, but I do appreciate those of you who've mentioned coming over here, like when Monkey in the Morning happens, or sometimes Irate Bear does streams in the morning. I do appreciate when y'all do that. And then also, if you haven't done so already, the like button, and also we do super chats and donations through the Streamlabs link in the description underneath the video here. So, all right, let's get into Twitter trends. Let's see what's trending on Twitter. I know that I did get a kick out of the fact that Clinton body count was trending. I found that hilarious. Oh, Sarah. Oh, is this your FTG? Oh, her FTG nomination was Bette Midler. Now here's what Sarah sent me. Oh, Dort. I don't know if I can show this. I better not. Hang on. Okay, here's what I'm not going to show it. Bette Midler tweets, Lee Ann tweeted Al Franken's accuser in all her right-wing glory. Al was forced to resign without anything resembling due process amid her allegations that something untoward happened between them. Read about it in the New Yorker. And she's showing a picture of the woman in lingerie. So what? You know what? What happened to... So Bette Midler, here's Bette Midler is slut-shaming the woman that Al Franken sexually harassed. She's putting a picture on Twitter of her in lingerie, which I'm not going to put up because it's this close to having nipples. Unbelievable that she would do that. She puts a what? So she's read about it in the New Yorker. What a terrible human being. You can go on my Twitter feed if you want. In fact, I'll put the tweet here. You can look at it yourself, but I'm not going to put it on the stream because I don't want to get in trouble. Here, click there. So I will hit some of the replies here. Bette does her home. Now some people are cheering this. Bette does her homework. I'm hoping Franken runs and gets a seat back and wins. With the orange groper still roaming free and squatting in the White House. Duly elected president. Duly elected president. Fair and square. Al didn't deserve what happened. Long overdue. Orange to be held accountable. You suck my ass. So Trump is the groper, but the guy who photoed groping a sleeping woman is a good guy. Okay, got it. Well, at least there's somebody. Woman says, you're a racist and a victim blamer. I didn't realize that Believe All Women and Me Too shifted because of the victim's politics. Of course it does. Of course it does. You couldn't ask for a better illustration of the double standard that allows Republicans to get away with murder and depravity, while Democrats routinely dispatch their best and brightest on the say-so of partisan hacks. Oh, really? And then someone replies, Christine Blasey Ford, a Hillary Clinton supporting Democrat, took 3 decades to accuse Justice Kavanaugh of stuff she couldn't clearly remember. Democrats sat on her letter to Feinstein for over a month. She's a Democrat. Wasn't part of the defense's argument. Anyway, yeah, and then the picture of Al Franken pretending to grab her hoots or whatnot. So anyway, I didn't put that on the screen just because I can't. But like I said, it's in the description, and honestly, the woman looks pretty good in lingerie. Oh, there's a whole bunch of pictures of her. Hang on a second here. I need to do some investigation here. I don't know if this is the same woman. Yeah, it is. Oh, because she modeled some lingerie, okay? And she modeled it well. But you know what? She's an actress. I mean, she can do whatever the fuck she wants. Oh, she's the woman because she was in Playboy. Duh. She was. It doesn't mean you can touch her. So Bette Midler's slut shaming this woman. Terrible. Why am I can't get this off my screen? All right. I'm sorry. All right, moving on. Let's get into Twitter trends because we're running out of time here. Let me just make a couple clicks here. Whoops, made a mistake. Hang on. I'll do a couple clicks and we'll be in Clinton. I got Jeffrey Epstein on the brain. Did the Clintons try to knock him off? I just wonder. Wait, what's in my notifications here? I got 3 more notifications all of a sudden. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Dar and Sarah, Necrosol, everyone who tweeted out this stream today. You don't know how much that helps me. I appreciate that so much when you all do that. All right, Twitter trends today. Let's kick that on the screen now that I've taken the breast pictures off the screen. Number one, NCT Dream. Is this some, let me guess. I'm not even, before I click it. Oh, yeah, she's hot. She's a good looking, she's a fine individual. Let's put it that way. That's got to be something to do with K-pop. 3, 2, 1. Yes, it is. Well, is it K-pop? I don't know. They're blonde. Are they? Congratulations on your comeback. Mark is definitely proud. Okay, yeah, there's K-pop band. So let's just click away from that now. Number 2, Thursday Thoughts. Hey, I just had a Thursday thought. The link is in the description. Or excuse me, in the chat. And then anyway. Al Franken shouldn't be touching that woman without her consent. Thursday Thoughts, Title IX reform, the change curveball, HBR Talk 95. That's on Honey Badger Radio. They must have talked about that. I'm not going to click on that because that would take up too much time. Miss Pinky Thoughts, stop letting what's wrong in society be your excuse not to do better. Hell yes. I think she's directed that at my demographic. But who knows? Donald Trump parody account, Thursday Thoughts. Why didn't Mueller, who only looked at my crimes, investigate Hillary's web browser history, porn, and why did Mueller look at Tom Cruise's role in JFK assassinations or investigate the fake moon landings? Why did Mueller only look at my crimes? Well, first of all, Donald Trump parody, there were no crimes. No crimes committed. Sorry. I'm sorry, there were no crimes committed. Grant Stern, Mitch McConnell killed 2 bills that would protect America from election interference. Republicans celebrate. What a great day it was for you and Putin. I know you're happy about that. Good luck, comrades. Oh, step off. Okay, this is, poorly grammared, but whatever. There are many people doing the same thing. What separates the best from the rest is the hard work or smart work the best is doing on his leisure time. Don't sleep. Work till you sleep. Think. Okay, the message is good, even though his spelling and grammar leaves something to be desired. What separates the best from the rest is hard work and smart work, and the best are doing on their leisure time. Don't sleep. Work until you sleep. Sometimes effort. It's amazing. Often, the people who have the most perseverance and work the hardest are also the most successful. It's just sometimes it happens that way. That's good enough for me. All right. I don't need to hear about Peach Trump. Number 4, trending National Intern Day. Oh, my God. Bill Clinton is celebrating. Oh, my God. I can't believe I said that. But I bet there's going to be at least one Clinton reference in here. National Intern. Oh, great. Congresswoman, one of the 4 horses of the apocalypse, Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley. Actually, you know what? I shouldn't even say that. Ayanna Pressley actually is the one of those 4 congresspeople that has lots of legislative experience and she's a brilliant lady. She's I just disagree with her whatever her policy, her ideas, but she's a brilliant lady and she deserves respect, although she has aligned herself with the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. I don't get it. Ayanna Pressley. I began my career as an unpaid intern. It changed the trajectory of my life, but I had to work 3 part-time jobs to afford it. This is National Intern Day. I'm proud that we are honoring the values we espouse by paying our interns, including our fabulous interns, Ifeoma and Mark. Ifeoma is a Igbo name. I just know that because I'm part Nigerian. Okay, that's cool. Obviously your success or your career as an unpaid intern got you somewhere, Congresswoman Presley. But I agree, National Intern Day. Okay. Let's see. Let me just scroll to the top of the tops here. Are you really an intern if you don't do this in the restroom mirror? I don't know. Oh, dude, didn't do a selfie in the mirror. National Intern Day. You know what? I don't care about National Intern Day. I'm just going to admit it right now. I'm just going to admit it. Clinton body count, though. This is my favorite that's trending right now. And I know... Oh, my God. It just seems fitting that this would trend. Arkansas was quite popular during the birth of the internet since BBC says we only have 18 months left. We've come full circle. Clinton body count. Hard News Network, that's hard bastard. I love to be there when Clinton social media person has to tell Clinton body count. Has to tell them Clinton body count is trending. I can't believe that Twitter is even allowing this to trend. That is awesome. Just hilarious. Trending with Mueller disaster. Oh my gosh. The fact that, I'm going to get my own little screenshot of this. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Here, let me that's not it. Hang on. That's not what I want. Clinton body count. Forget it. That's hilarious to me. Clinton body count is trending. Jack, we must show the world we aren't political biased. Twitter engineers, we should let Clinton body count trend. Oh my God. That's just brutal. I shouldn't even be laughing about it, but with the attempted suicide of Jeffrey Epstein, it just doesn't shock me. Told y'all to put him somewhere safe. His little black book is going to make Heidi Fleiss' book look like a Bible. All those names want him dead. But most of all, he will become part of the Clinton body count. Breaking: accused pedophile and financier Jeffrey Epstein was found injured in a fetal position outside his New York cell. Clinton body count part 1. Oh Lord, this is a thread. So these are all the people related to the Clintons that had unusual circumstance death or dog bites man death. Because like Ron Brown died in a plane crash. Plane crashes are pretty rare, actually, if you compare all the amazing number of flight hours there are in the country. James McDougal, Mary Mahoney, Vince Foster, Ron Brown, C. Victor Reiser, never heard of him, Montgomery Reyes, Paul Tilley, Ed Wiley, Jerry Parks, Jamea Bunch, James Wilson, Kathy Ferguson, Bill Shelton, Gandhi Baugh, Florence Martin, Suzanne Coleman, Paul Grover, Danny Casolaro, Paul Wiltshire, Don Purnell Walker, Barbara Wise, Charles Meisner, Dr. Stanley Hurd, Barry Seal, John Lotham, John Horn Jr., Stanley Huggins, Herschel Friday, Kevin Ives, Don Henry, Keith Coney, Keith McMaskill, Greg Collins, Jeff Rhodes, James Milan, Jordan Kettleson, Richard Winters, William S. Barkley Jr., Scott J. Reynolds, Brian Hanley, Tim Sable, William Robertson, William Dennis Berger, Robert Kelly, Gary Rhodes, Steve Willis, Robert Williams, Conway LeBlue, Todd McKeon, Molly McCauley, John Ash, Victor Thorne, Seth Rich, and perhaps Jeffrey Epstein soon. Oh, you know what? Look at this. Oh, Russian trolls really busy. Y'all, the Russian trolls thing. Come on. Get a clue. It can't all be Russian. Russian trolls. Oh, someone cited Snopes. Look at that. Somebody cited Snopes. Clinton body bags. Decades-old political rumor claims Bill Clinton quietly did away with several dozen people who possessed incriminating evidence about him. This is from January 1998. Oh my gosh. I didn't know Snopes has been around that long. Bill Clinton has quietly done away with several dozen people who possessed incriminating evidence about him. False. This rating is false. Of course. I'm not going to read that. And because we don't know. I mean, it's just strange coincidences. Clinton body count. Oh, here we go. Trump body count up here. Oh, deaths under Trump's watch, and most are children. We know why. And all these children who have died. Oh my God. You really want to go there? You want to? Should we get a list? We don't even know all the names of the immigrants that have died trying to cross our border. They found dead on people's farms on the border, or find dead in the desert in northern Mexico. I mean, it has to be the tens of thousands. Okay, because a few died after this journey and in our custody, and they came here sick, and we made, sweeping efforts to help keep them alive, moving them from hospital to hospital. It's not like we're, oh God, just people who do that shit. It's almost like the lights went out in New York for a reason. Put Epstein in protective custody. We all know his life is in danger because we know the name of the big fish he's got the goods on. I'm afraid not. Just another dead-end road for Democrats to go down. How many investigations? Okay, I don't know. How many investigations of Trump have come up? That's not even related. But yeah, Clinton body count trending. Oh my God. Can you imagine what... Can you imagine the look on Hillary Clinton's face right now? Can you imagine what's going on in some meeting room right now? Get Jack's ass on the phones. Oh, wow. Okay, let's move on. Lori Harvey, Thursday Motivation will skip. Lori Harvey, I don't know who that is. Let's see who Lori Harvey is and why she's trending. Lori Harvey to Justin Combs. Is that Diddy trying to explain to his son why he's dating his ex, Lori Harvey. What is going on? Who? Lori Harvey to Justin Combs. I'm going to F your daddy and make you my stepson, Justin. Oh, is there something that I'm not, Diddy's son, when he found out his dad is dating his ex, Lori Harvey. Oh, so Sean Combs is dating his son's ex-girlfriend? Diddy and Lori Harvey may be a little more than just rumors now. Oh, okay, now I get it. Lori Harvey out there taking strolls with Diddy like she wasn't dating Justin not too long ago. Another point for the city girls. Oh, damn. Y'all are so bold pretending like men passing around Lori Harvey. Baby, she's playing these clowns like a violin. Please don't get those power dynamics twisted. Oh, man. That's rough. Okay, moving on. Jamie Uso. That's Jimmy Uso? That's got to be something. Cena makes Jimmy Uso getting arrested for DUI again look that much worse. Okay, I don't know Jimmy Uso. Is he? Oh, is he a? Oh, he's a professional wrestler. Keeps getting arrested for drunk driving. Okay, moving on. Bailey, that's got to be something to do with K-pop. Or no, Eric Bailey carried off a stretcher versus Tottenham, sparking mass calls for Man United fans to sign Harry Maguire. Okay, it's a soccer thing. Don't know, don't care. Lyra, don't care. Nancy Goodman, who's Nancy Goodman? Oh, well, we had to make sure that we let it be known that she's a white woman. Here it is. Listen to this. The white woman in this post is Nancy Goodman of Raleigh, North Carolina. So they're doxing this woman. Why are they? Okay, hang on. Okay. If you can dig up her employer, I'm sure they'd love to see the video of her calling a group of African Americans stupid niggers. Okay, so apparently, Nancy Goodman harassed women eating at the Bonefish Grill located in North Hills. Okay, you know what? And management did nothing about it. Okay, this, you know what?
We paying for our food just like every. So I am shocked because this person had the audacity right here to come to our table and tell us that we are the rudest people that she has ever met. Look at her. She told us we are getting off work. We paying for our food just like everybody else. And she told us that we are the rudest people ever. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. What you gotta understand is that you don't know what people going through. Oh, you want to come over here? You want to come? She ain't gonna come over here. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Don't talk some real stuff.
That are black, and I love them.
We never said anything about color. We never said. So here's the thing. Let me understand.
You're too loud.
We're too loud. In your opinion, let me show you my money. It's just as green as yours.
Rhino, you're so stupid, nigga.
Stupid.
Oh!
No.
Yeah.
Black friends a nigga. Call your black friends.
So she basically just
called us a nigga. Friends that you don't call y'all a nigga.
Oh Lord. Well, she shouldn't have done that. But they're gonna dox her and get her fired, and damn. Oh man. Well, I don't know where. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna listen to anything Sean King says, but now they Twitter's doing his thing for her. Okay, so she's not apologizing, defending her use of racial slur. Okay. So they got her, they doxed her, and now that's gonna be the end of her. Whew, that's why she's trending. I wouldn't want to be trending. Wouldn't want to be her. I'm just saying. Zombie Teddy, damn it. That you put the song back in my head. Is Billy Idol punk rock? No, not necessarily. I mean, he has a punk rock look, but no, he's just a rock singer. I mean, he had a punk style to him, but it's really not punk rock. I mean, he originally started out kind of as punk rock, but he came more of a I'd call it kind of punk pop, if anything. I would put him more. Who's the closest that I could describe? I mean, not really Green Day, but like a rock band that has a punk style to it. I don't know. But his very melodic. He had a great voice for what he did. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so Nancy Goodman. Ooh, I know Nancy. Ooh, Nancy, you just might as well call it a day. That's not good. Not good. All right. Punk-ish. Yeah, sure. Why not? Merry Christmas in July. It didn't happen. I was thinking Merry Christmas because of the Mueller report, or the Mueller testimony. Ain't happening. Sorry. I don't know why there's a Christmas in July thing trending. I don't care. Let's see. Bailey, that's something to do with that. Fox poll. What Fox poll? Now something moved up here. Oh, Clintons were on here before, but they took that trend out. Clinton body count still number 4 though. Anything else on here? What Fox poll? Let's see what the Fox poll is. It's a nice day for a white wedding. Truth is a force of nature. President Donald Trump tweeted something about a Fox poll. That's why. The Ramones are more punk. Yes, they're much more punk. Or the Sex Pistols, or Dead Kennedys, or Black Flag, or Exene, or there's a bunch of punk bands from the 70s and early 80s that you could name off. Actually, the B-52s were originally a punk band, but they kind of got popular, so whatever. Let's see. President Trump approval rating on the economy is at 52%, a 4-point jump. Fox poll, according to a Fox poll. Shouldn't this be at 100%? Best stock market, economy, and unemployment numbers ever. Most people working in the U.S. ever. Low interest rates, low inflation. Country's doing great. You know what? He's not wrong. And the reason it's not at 100% on the economy is because half the country hates his guts. And some begrudgingly say the economy is, approval rating on the economy is good. That's one area where I give him kudos. And even though I don't necessarily believe it's the president of the United States that is what makes the economy, but they've done moves that helped it. So whatever. So Fox poll is trending because I'm sure people are just saying F Trump, right? Would you guess? This is not, well, apparently this is supposed to be the Fox poll hashtag, but I'm not seeing it in anywhere in here. Lots of stuff talking about Trump. Is this another one of those manipulated hashtags where they took a lot of the stuff out of here? It's not even in here. Oh, this dude, Brooklyn Dad Defined. I'm starting to see this dude everywhere. He's kind of the, oh, I got to get done. He's kind of the new Krasenstein brothers as far as, although, I don't know. I see him everywhere all of a sudden. Anything, and he's one of those people who anytime there's something about Trump, he's on Twitter commenting about it. I should follow this dude. This is everything. Trump spoke in front of a fake presidential seal with Russian lettering that says 45 is a puppet. How appropriate. I can't read it because it's a Washington Post article. How did the president end up in front of a presidential seal doctored to include a Russian symbol? Because some asshole did that. Bill Mitchell, hey, have you noticed how poorly does in Fox News polls? It has always been like that. They're not a conservative pollster. No, their polls are actually fairly accurate, and they usually underrepresent Republicans in Fox News polls. Usually the ones that tend to count more conservatives or Republicans is the Rasmussen ones. But everything on those polls is about voters versus likely voters versus shit like that. So, and trending number 16 at the bottom. 45 is a puppet. Really? After that, after the Mueller testimony yesterday, people have the nerve to talk about whether Trump is a puppet? Give me a break. Oh, that's because of the lettering on this fake seal that he ended up in front of. Here's let me find an article that is President Trump stands next to a Photoshop presidential seal that reads 45 is a puppet. All right, so Turning Point USA Summit. Eagle with two heads, Russia. Golf clubs instead of arrows. Cash. And a 45 is a puppet motto. Priceless idiot. Okay. Oh, nice. Stable Genius here giving speech to the Hitler youth of Turning Point USA. You know what? You lost the argument. You brought up Hitler. That's the, what's that rule called? There's a name for that. Godwin's Law. Godwin's Law. You bring up Hitler, you lose. All right, folks, that's all it's going to be today. I hope you had some fun. We had a lot of stuff today. I was prepared today. I feel really exhilarated. But unfortunately, I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh or sing a song. But it seems we just get started. Before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Some of you are old enough to know what that meant, but some of you aren't. So, but whatever. Thank you for being here today. Oh, I didn't even see Johnny Hellcat. You snuck in, and all of a sudden I see you all over the chat. I am glad you're here. Also, be careful if you have any dirt on the Clintons, because what's that? Clinton body count is trending on Twitter, and I'm pretty sure that they're in a pretty ripe mood right now. I'm sure they're not happy that's trending, and I'm sure. And can I just get one last FTG just for the hell of it? We'll do this one for. Well, let's do it for the Clintons. Can I get an FTG for the Clintons? Thank you, folks, for being here. I'm here Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 2 p.m. GMT. Hey, you know what? Here's the thing. It's almost 11 o'clock my time, noon Central. Go visit Blind Press today. She's over. In fact, Bakalu, I see you there. Do you have a link to Blind Press's channel you can put in the chat? That's handy. Do that on the way out. She usually comes on at noon. Their show's fun to listen to. Also, thank you all for being here. I appreciate you all so much. For all the people who always tweet out the stream, for the people who hit the likes, you've been great about that. If you haven't done that, do that on the way out. The people who do super chats and donations, you are so greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. My name is Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here. I gotta go. Thank you. Goodbye. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and I want to thank you for joining me today on the Dawg Knight channel. Before you go, if you like what you saw and you're not already subscribed, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below, and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, and 2 p.m. GMT. A special thanks to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through our Streamlabs link in the description below. Thanks again, and until next time, I am Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.